everyone, this is Yair Sharim from learningalias.co.uk. I would like to start the first part of my tutorial, mesh into curve and finally into surface. I hope you all saw the preview, just to play a little bit with the mesh tools to know where we're heading on and just to read a little bit about the information itself. Okay, after saying that, we can start. Just gonna take the model of the mesh so you can see. Again, like you saw in the preview, it's not a surface, it's just a mesh, just good for rendering. We're gonna take off the shaders, we're gonna take off the symmetry, and we're ready to go. Normally a mesh comes in one big node. That means that it's all one big block of mesh that we need to first to divide it into layers, like we have over here on the left. We have mesh window, hood, side, etc, etc. So how do we do it? We're going into the mesh toolbar in the palette. We have mesh subset, as you can see over here. You just make a click, the toolbar underneath is going to open. To activate this tool, you have to press first one click on the mesh itself. So we're going to get pink over here, and we just start to define the area that we want to work on. For example, in this case, we're going to start with the screen, front screen. I decided to create this part. We click select, and part of this actual side, actual mesh, is going to be selected. Now we have some options over here. Go once, go all, invert, hide, delete, or subset. Normally it's good to start with, what I use is to start with grow once. So you can see it's just moving a bit by bit, and it's good if it's one big node, it's just going to select the whole thing. So it's better to go click by click until you have the defined area that you want to work with. Okay, after saying that, we're just going to do click, go once, that's it. Now we have decided the object divided. Just gonna open a layer, you're gonna save it, normal routine. Okay, now I'm just gonna, after doing it, I'm gonna put the one that I've done before, and we're gonna put symmetry because we're working on a front screen, and to make a front screen, as we all know, it's better to work in full side instead of just symmetry, because it's not gonna work well if we're just gonna do symmetry. Hood, screen, rooftop, and rear screen, always you have to work on a full, not only one side instead of the whole surface itself, because you will never get right the highlights and everything. So we're just gonna have a check over here. As you can see, this is the mesh. You can see there's the bumps over here, as we saw before. It's just not good, it's not good basically. Okay, let's gonna start and fix it. I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna start. First of all, symmetry off. Now another tool we have over here, mesh boundaries. That means that the side, the part, that the mesh that you want to work on, it has a boundary. You have one curve here, another one here, here, and there. It's only 4 curves in this specific area. So how we define these curves? We're just gonna mesh boundaries, click on the mesh itself, you see everything, all the boundaries getting green, extract all, and we have it. Now we have the curves. We're just gonna hide the mesh itself because it's easier to work on the curve when we don't have the mesh. Okay, after we have these curves of the mesh, the boundaries, you can see over here in the picked object, you can see 1 degree, 38 spams. Not good for us. We can't do anything with this kind of curves, so we pick nothing. I have the detach of the one block of curves over here in the object lister for me, but you can go in the palette, it's in object edit, detach. You can see you have detach and you have attach. In this case we need the detach, so you do click over here and you just go around the corners and just click space, and now we have, instead of one block, we have divided the whole boundaries into 4 different curves. Okay, This curve over here in the middle It's a theoretical it's a curve theoretic line, so it's always good to have it. It's not gonna move, it's gonna stay here, so we'll know if we're good in our surface. Okay, let's start making the curves now. As you can see over here, 5 degrees, 1 span. Just gonna attach it to the point. We're gonna take the CVs and we're gonna start manipulate it, so we're gonna have the best. In the end, we need to achieve that this curve is gonna be identical to the one behind it, to the boundary one. Let's go into F5. We'll have a look how we are. We can move it a little bit also, there's no problem. We're just gonna move it. I'm just gonna take it a little bit back so you can see even better. Okay, we're just gonna move it just a little bit. Take this one also, so we're gonna have a nice curvature on it. Perfect. Now we're gonna do F6. We're gonna put a crown on it to see how it goes. Don't forget, it's the curve that you need to see the crown. Okay, it's accelerating too much over here, because over here in this point there's supposed to be the roof itself that goes following down to the rear window. Okay, so this one over here, we need to make it a little bit more curvature to have G2, G3 at least. So we're gonna come over here, we're gonna slide, we're gonna pick the second one is always for the curvature, tangent curvature, and we're just gonna slide it slowly until you can imagine the next curvature over here that's gonna be connected to it, so you can imagine more or less how it's gonna be, well, how you want to have the curvature itself. But you can see you have to make sure that the CVs are gonna be in equal distance from each other, so the surface itself is gonna be correct also. Don't forget, if you make excellent curves, the surface will act the same. Over here we're gonna fix it because it's falling too much. I don't like it when it's falling too much. We'll take this one a little bit more, no, a little bit back. This one maybe we can move just a little bit upwards, so it's gonna have, okay, now we're talking, that's good. Okay, we can take this one off, delete locator, curve, the boundary, we don't need it anymore, so we're gonna delete it. Okay, now we're gonna go F5, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take this curve, edit, duplicate, mirror, exit, go. That's the other side. Pick nothing, perfect. We're gonna take this curve and we're gonna do the same, duplicate, mirror, exit. So we'll know the actual curvature that we need over here. Once again, we're gonna take 5-1, Control Z, it's gonna take you back to the main source of the curve, and again move. Afterwards I'm gonna show you a nice trick how to make it all symmetrical and even out. Okay, in the first time you need to make it more or less, it doesn't have to be 100%, but afterwards we're gonna work on it, so it's gonna be excellent. This one we need to move also. It's not good for us, as you can see the CV is not aligned, so it's not working. We want to make it straight on. Now we take both of them, we're gonna move it back a little bit to the theoretical line, more or less, to the curve that we left over here. This one is gonna go up, so it's gonna be straight. I think it's good enough. Let's just make another check. Yeah, this one needs to go just a tiny bit up, so a tiny bit down. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna go to F5. Over here you can see the symmetrical, just choose the CVs. Now you see the yellow square. That means that everything that you're gonna do on the left side or in the right side, depends which side you're working on, it's gonna imply identical to the other side. Let me show you. We have this. We're going to take CV. As you can see, we've chosen this one, but because it's identical, this one acts like a mirror, more or less. No more, it's like a mirror. Everything you're going to do here is going to happen straight over here. If I'm just going to move it, and you'll see it moves identical. That's a very, very good and handy tool to use and to get familiar with, so you're not wasting a lot of your time to adjust one side to the other side. And it's fast, it's good, and gives you good results. Okay, now we're gonna take the boundary off, another boundary off, delete the crown. That's great. Okay, I'm content. Once again, edit, duplicate, mirror, XYZ, 5, 1, down to this point. CV, it's more or less the same like the one over here, so I'm just gonna save you all of this, and we're gonna go straight to the surface that we've done before, that I've made before. It's the same thing. You have it over here, visible. In the end of all of this playing around and making it and doing it, that's the final surface that you're gonna receive. Again, it's the small move the tool a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, and just to make everything happen and to achieve this one. Once again, it's very, very delicate CVs that you need to play. Don't forget, with the transform CV over here, you have brilliant tools that you can use. You have the NUV that moves, just slide it, that moves it up and down, left or right. You have project. This side is very useful, the transform CV, very professional to work like this, and very fast in the same time. Okay, that's been the front screen, the Windows screen out of mesh. As you can see, the difference between both of the mesh and this one. As you can see on the other one, we had bumps falling over here. That's gonna take it in in the top. As you can see, very nice straight curve highlights. I'm gonna move it over here a little bit. You can see the golf cane that comes, you see over here, it's like a hockey. It's nice. This one over here, there's no bumps, nothing is falling off, there's no problems, it's all very equal and even. Okay, I'll let you guys do it. I hope that soon I'm gonna release the rest. As you can see, we have a lot of work. We have the hood, we have the side apron, we have a few tutorials going on over here, and soon it's gonna be all released. I hope in a week or so. Practice, and more practice, and you're gonna get where you want to go. Okay, that was Yair Sharim from learningalias.co.uk. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, Mash into Curve, and hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.